On this episode of Friday the 13th Biographies, Tom Savini.
You've probably seen his effects before and not even known it. He's the King of Splatter, the god of gore, responsible for some of the most famous makeup effects in the 1980s. But besides giving Jason his signature look in the original Friday the 13th, what else, or who else, has Tom Savini created or killed? Tom Savini was born Thomas Vincent Savini, November 3rd, 1947, in Pittsburgh. He is married to his wife Nancy and has two children, Leah and Lon. Tom credits his early work and interest in makeup effects to the man of 1,000 faces, Lon Chaney Sr. Tom served as a combat photographer in Vietnam and saw firsthand the gruesome images of war. In 1978, Savini provided director George A. Romero with a wrist-cutting effect in the opening scenes of Martin. That would lead to him working on Romero's Dawn of the Dead later that same year. In Dawn of the Dead, Savini provided all the zombie makeup, kill, and bite effects, as well as playing Blades, a biker towards the end of the film. In 1980, Tom would work on our beloved Friday the 13th and completely change the slasher genre, adding realistic blood and kills, from Annie's slit throat, Kevin Bacon's arrow through the neck, and Mrs. Voorhees' decapitation. Savini did not disappoint. In 1981, he would pass up the sequel to Friday the 13th to work on another summer camp slasher, The Burning.
Burning came in. I actually turned down Friday the 13th Part 2 to do The Burning because Jason was running around in Friday the 13th Part 2. And as you know, there is no Jason. Jason was a kid that died in the first movie. If you watch a Friday the 13th movie past Part 1, you're stupid because there's no Jason. There shouldn't be a Jason. That's what I was thinking.
Savini also provided my personal favorite, The Prowler, with some realistic effects in 1981, and then 1984's classic Creepshow with George Romero and Stephen King. He would also go on to work on Friday the 13th Part 4, Chainsaw Massacre 2, and 1985's Day of the Dead, which would actually receive him a Saturn Award for Best Makeup Effects. In 1990, he directed the remake of George Romero's Night of the Living Dead, which many critics actually cite as good as the original. Tom has also acted in many of the films that he created the effects for, the most famous being Blades from Dawn of the Dead, or Sex Machine from Dusk Till Dawn, which is almost the same character. He has cameoed in tons of films like the Dawn of the Dead remake, Planet Terror, Machete and its sequel Machete Kills, the hilarious Zack and Mary Make a Porno, and even an episode of The Simpsons.
Sure, one more French fry wouldn't hurt.
Oh, we missed the Gutbuster!
He is the author of several how-to books, as well as an instructor at his own makeup effects program at Douglas Education Center in Pennsylvania. Tom currently lives in Pittsburgh with his wife and two children, and still occasionally does makeup effects in films, the most recent being Red Ink. In 2016, Savini returned to the Friday the 13th franchise with the upcoming Friday the 13th video game, designing kills, and even a brand new Jason. Tom Savini, the King of Splatter. Some people may have wrote it, some may have directed it, and others may have acted in it, but this guy created it. Thanks, Tom, for scaring us all. We'll see you guys here next time for another Friday the 13th biography, only on the Friday the 13th Network.